why should I just be continuing to carry people and say, let us remain in opposition? You remain there, answer your father's name. Join me now to answer your father's name. You won't. Use your position to write so that we can join our father's name from your own small angle. You will not. But Chekwas has sold. I sold something that you cannot see. When others sell, you see them, private jet, you see buildings, home and abroad. So I might sell my own and throw it into the ocean. Yeah.
My name is Chekwas. I write for Oracle today. My question is on your reaction to the Nikele Mali. Atiku Obi was endorsed. And you picked code in it saying that there was no consultation beyond PDP. But we also know that, or we are told, that that party was a non-partisan, so to say. Because we also noticed that so many leaders that are combined there were apolitical. At least they were not card-carrying members. They are not card-carrying members of any political party.
For example, just name one.
I saw Professor George Obi also there. I saw Anya. I saw several.
You don't need to go any further. I will address you on that. They are all beneficiaries of PDP, and I'll tell you what position they held at various times. Thank you, my brother. I will tell you what position they held and benefited from PDP at various times. Name another person.
May I answer? Because we know that everybody is a beneficiary of a one party or another.
Okay, which one have I benefited from? Which one is my own? Which one have I?
From Apka was your name. Your name.
My name is a benefit. I'm glad that you saw that my name is a benefit. Nobody gave me that name. Go ahead. Thank you.
Which is more valuable than
gold. I agree.
So I wanted to know, sir, whether there is any other ground upon which you're basing your allegation on that, or not just allegation.
No, I am not against. I said it is written here in black and white because this is IGBOEZUE, so you have to address Igbo matter. I said we grant our leaders liberty to belong wherever they wish to. But please don't say that it is a consensus Igbo opinion, Igbo position. Because I have said that I belong to Ohaneze. I have been there before many people who are, the founding members are only 4 alive today. I can name them. Chief Mbazulika Mechi is one. Dr. Anaga Ezigbe is another. Elder Kanononye Sonwachukwu, who is 94 years old now, is still alive. The other person who is still in the mortuary, well, traditionally I shouldn't say that, that's Oba, the Igwe of Oba, Eugene Ezenwa, but he's late now. I'm my humble self. I am on my feet because I was running errands for them as an undergraduate in NOV campus. Each time we met at Dr. Jam's house. I was a young man doing this service, and I never left till today. And when Ohaneze Elders Council was constituted in 1992, what we call IMOBI today, it was the late Chief Evan Enwerem that moved the motion in the General Assembly Hall that they needed a young man to form the bridge between the old and the youth, and that he was nominating Chekwas Okorie. So at that point, I became the youngest member of that council till today. So if you want an Igbo consensus, I will expect that you would come to Ohaneze formally. And the policy-making body of Ohaneze is IMOBI. And I have been invited to every IMOBI meeting. That is the truth. And this matter never came at any time. So when you now come and say Igbo people, you have compromised the entire Igbo nation. What you go ahead and say now is that we have, and you will never hear Afani Fere do a thing like this. Never will Arewa do it. Why should we be the ones? What in the bands in EJ Juba Abo more in Hasi Yapotaga was a Ghana? In 16 years or when in Jetaria, you took me on Oro, Manaibo to Lilu Nijemba. In Notaka, or Buruni, when you telling Hiji me not tagging not alaka. Mumin not tagging away Hiji, Galotava not alaka. So, Ufodanya Lotawala, and we are headed in a direction that we have chosen. Chekwas Okorie has not invented any will. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe did it. Nobody asked to know Korea. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe did it in Second Republic. Again, even my leader, my late leader, the Modumego Jubu, well, his own style was to join MPN. But when he answered the question like this, he was also talking about mainstream. But that was his method. But here, we remain a UPP. Ijelu demand the marriage at Tabakwa. That's right. And retain your identity. So our identity remains sacrosanct. And let me tell you something you must know. The APC has been cornered by the NOV market. That's right. If by 2023 they decide to take the presidential ticket there, UPP will present an Igbo presidential ticket. But if they give only Igbo, also I will PDP in your own Igbo presidential, I will prove my Igbo-ness by making sure that UPP Quadronia. Because all I want, I pray to God, let me still be alive and see an Igbo man become president of Nigeria. Amen.
That's a very good picture.
I remain communicated. You know, somewhere along the line, I began to get a message. When you are saying that we should not put all our eggs one basket, and we should share it.
That's right.
The message now is not that everybody should live.
No. Never.
But again, your message is so destructive in one aspect. As if you have something against PDP, I want to destroy it and annihilate people.
No, and the PDP hates us. PDP was the greatest political hater of the Igbo nation, and I have my reasons.
I find myself, I find it difficult to understand how we could indeed justify this statement.
I will.
We are aware that the PDP has an unwritten policy that no Igbo person will ever be the president of Nigeria until after the passage of 150 years.
Yes. Let me tell you why.
Is it not too weighty?
No, which weighty? Let me, I don't ever say anything I can't defend. That is why nobody has ever taken me to court in all my 42 years of activism. Because I choose my words. President Obasanjo invited me to the presidential villa in April 2003, where he made that remark that I committed political sin. President Obasanjo shook his head. He said that Nigeria is a very tolerant country. So tolerant that he allowed somebody from the people that wanted to break away to become vice president barely 9 months after the war. No, not to Dr. Kweme. Barely 9 years after the war. So that if anything had happened to the, I'm quoting him. I sat with him in his study for 4 hours. That was when I knew who the man called Andioba. Because he called him and said, every day you say, I hate Igbo people. This is your brother that I'm staying with. And I've given this publicly. It's been published. He's never denied it because I will never tell lies against an elder statesman like that. He said, so if anything had happened to Chekade, that is how power would have gone to the people who wanted to leave Nigeria. He reminded me, he said to me, do you know that it took 150 years before somebody from the south of America could become the president of America? I said, I know. His name is Jimmy Carter. He said, oh, I'm glad you are conversant with your political history. So I said, I pinched myself. I said, so that is the class we are buying on Nigeria. So do you need him to announce it?
No.
And thereafter, what else? They went straight for to decimate ABGA and to confine ABGA in one state. In 2011, ABGA adopted Jonathan, Heavens Didn't Fall. In 2015, ABGA adopted Jonathan. That same ABGA, if I did that, Odimodomegoju would never have been presidential candidate. So now, 2015, Chekwas Okorie ran as president. Go and check the record. Paltry 18,000 votes, that's what I got. So now we said, okay, let's build this party. Because between 2019 and 2023, it's 4 years. We have to build bridges. So that in 2023, if no major party gives us, we'll give ourselves. And somebody is here telling me to answer my father's name. What can be more of my father's name than that?
It's good. You are more than a word to the
Because, I'm one of your admirers. Yes, but permit me to disagree with you in this mission.
Go ahead.
My name is Dennis Agua, I write for Vanguard newspaper. Number one, somebody told us that he would give him 5% vote. And has never shown remorse for alienating Ndibu for almost these 4 years he has been. Even the roads you said he's doing, House of Reps yesterday told us that they have appropriated money for all these roads. But for the federal government to release this money is the problem. The roads are still deplorable. We run through villages, we pass through and go to where we are. And somebody is telling us he's doing roads and has never shown remorse. This is somebody who said, who has never did not find it easy or at all that credible that we deserve to be in the security hierarchy. And Igbo is the top tripod of the country, alienated a zone like this community. Of course, it was the sacrifices of our population. We know that. But doesn't find it that we deserve these things. I do not think. Actually, I say that if a man comes to your house and passes out physics, what do? You take your hand and break his head and let him go. That is what this man has. So I do not know what other conviction or how you are going to convince the rest of people to go with this man who, if he wins again, what agreement have we reached with this man that things will change in Igbo land? All these things that we are crying about if we become the president of it. And again, the restructuring, issue of restructuring. It does not, his body language and his words does not show that he is going to try restructuring, which is what 4 zones out of the 6 zones of the country are talking about recently. So I do not know how we are going to go about this mission. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you. Dennis, our governors, led by our Deputy Senate President, Ike Kwaramado, and in that team was President General of Ohaneze, went to see Mr. President 2 days ago, and they went to thank him for what he had done already. It's all in the, I'm coming, it's not a laughing matter, it's all in the papers. I'm coming home. So you can as well take up the governors
on it.
On not me. And tell, yeah, these are all, none of them, in fact, the only APC governor that was there was the deputy, Deputy Imo. Because I guess that was the one they recognized and invited. All the rest are non-APC governors. And the spokesperson was Governor Mai. So please prepare to do a page in your paper to run them down, to show you why they went to thank the president. And why they asked him to do more. And then please take the statement issued by Sullivan Chime, a former PDP governor, yesterday, that is already trending. Analyze it and see whether those who are in government, because Sullivan Chime said they made similar trips severally to their own president and came out empty-handed. Maybe you have forgotten Dr. Chekwas led Igbo leaders and political leaders and cultural leaders to meet Jonathan to tell him that the people were not happy that no development was happening in the southeast. And Jonathan said to him, and the distance in the papers, I wasn't that team. He said to the team, well, you see, I cannot turn the clock backwards. Just vote me in. By my second time, I will address your problems. Igbo people have waited for their turn since 1999. And perhaps we are now being told to wait for our turn in 2027. Dennis, you are at liberty to remain where you are. We have moved on.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay, I think we've had a good day. Sorry, I didn't. Sorry.
Last one.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
No. Everybody don't know you.
Emmanuel from you.
Yeah.
I report for Daily Independent. Okay. I'm starting with your food for thought. The second item, you said the Southwest leaders are almost equally represented in the two frontline political parties, namely APC and PDP. APC, I totally agree. At least they have vice presidents, they have numerous other lucrative ministerial appointments and many appointments, in fact. But PDP, I don't see where this Southwest is represented in PDP. Because even the last time, they tried to get the office of the national chairman, they could not get it. Now, the presidential candidate and vice presidential candidate, they are not from the Southwest. Okay, then, secondly, from all you have said, it is obvious that your support for Buhari is based on political expediency. Let me just...
Exigency.
No, that is even you can say expediency in terms of...
Well, for me, it's exigency.
Okay, if you say exigency.
For me.
Okay, it is obvious, not because Buhari has performed well as the president, because of course we are all aware of the state of the economy and then the insecurity in the country and others we don't have time to start talking about. So it is obvious it is for political reasons that you are supporting him, and not because of his sense of equity in decisions and appointments. I think that was the emphasis that Dennis was trying to make. So I want to know really if it is Igbo interest that what matters to you as we speak. How do we look at it? Already, one political party, in one political party, an Igbo man is the vice presidential candidate. In the other political party, an Igbo man is not there. We are just basing on the hope of 2023. What guarantee? I want to ask you this question because I'm glad I'm sure you have seen the president in the past 2 weeks. I saw you in the papers.
Not long ago. Not up to a week ago.
So what guarantee has the president given you that by 2023 that he will keep faith with the Igbos?
Well, you said so many things that you almost made a speech because I would not hardly be able to know the major thing you wanted me to address.
Let me say, if you address the issue of, let me just summarize it now. The issue of Southwest being represented, one, for you to explain. Then, secondly, the guarantee the president has given you,
thank you,
that he will keep faith with the Igbos.
Very good. So at least I now know what I'm addressing. Look at the Southwest properly. You will see a near equal representation in the two parties. President Buhari now has restored his support to the PDP. President Obasanjo has now restored his support to the PDP. Olabode George and so many of the top PDP chieftains remain there. Faneka Yada and so on, I wouldn't even include that one. And then the Yorubas have taken their political sophistication further. to the extent that Obasanjo is with PDP, his son is with Buhari. Olabade George is with PDP, his son is with Buhari. You can go, Doyino Okupe is with PDP, his son is with Buhari. They have gone down to the family level. That is the level of their sophistication. And so whichever one, head or tail, the Yorubas are in government. In government. As for the assurance, I didn't go to Mr. President to secure a guarantee for an Igbo man to become presidential candidate. It's not for him to do. He's a serving president. When he serves out his term, he will leave. That is why I said here that it is almost obvious that the Yorubas, especially Tinubu, has cornered the machinery of APC. And in both PDP and APC are passengers. Don't ever think that a running mate is a factor, please. We have had a vice president serving, not running mate. And Atiku lamented severally that he was mere spare tire as vice president for 8 years. And he knows clearly he has recruited a spare tire. He knows it. So it is this sentiment that really gets me. When you now say, because we have been given this, this is now our own. Do you know why I called what happened to Ekweme the biggest political 419? The military government of Abdul Samir Abubakar influenced the electoral body to put election of governor and the House of Assembly in advance of presidential primaries. Not even in advance of the election, in advance of primaries. And got a policy promoted that any person that fails to deliver his geopolitical zone in the south will not be eligible to contest. Igbo people, in fact, that was one time I joined Ohaneze. The Professor Nwabeze was Secretary General. All of us said, now we started to follow the Kemba to APP, but all of us had our sympathy for Ekweme to become president. And the moment they sucked Igbo into that PDP bubble, they went to Jos, and the first thing they set aside was that policy. Because they knew that their preferred candidate couldn't deliver even his word, not to talk of his local government. And the Igbo people delivered 100% PDP. Even not that fun. So by the time Dr. Ekweme was shortchanged, this same Professor Nwabeze ran to Radio Nigeria and started announcing repeatedly that Igbo people should go and vote for APP. But then it was medicine after death. Because you can't have your governors and House of Assembly in one place. You then overnight you tell them to go and run. And you are telling them through a radio station. And nothing has been more, no race in the entire Nigeria, no political party has misled, deceived, and cheated a race than PDP. And from that time till now, that policy has continued to be implemented. We are passengers. Tell me the man in PDP whose voice can be heard. That's why they were not there when Atiku chose his running mate. And they came here lamenting. They can remain there. I'm not saying they should come. But I'm going out in the field to get those who cast votes all over the country. If you are saying that Buhari, look, I am go and Google my name. I'm one of the most vehement critics of Buhari's lopsided appointment. I'm one of the most vehement critics of President Buhari's lukewarm attitude to the issue of herdsmen. If you go to my name in your Google, you will see all of this. But I said in this paper, which you have, that 4 more years of Buhari is more bearable. I don't say it will be more enjoyable.
Yes, that's right.
I said it will be more bearable than 8 years of Atiku that will get flushing back to our mind 16 years of nightmare. Read between the lines.
That's the point. That's the bigger point. That's the kernel of the matter.
Gentlemen, the day is past spent, you know, and I think we may has Ojozi has other things to do. So before we call it peace, I think one of us have to give food of thanks.
Yeah, please.
Okay, the man who said from the village of home, he holds position as the Secretary General of Southeast. So, Kenneth, on that position,
Vote of thanks.
Kenneth.
Other leaders, the governorship candidate of UDP in Enugu State, my brother. I want to thank you on behalf of my colleagues in a special way. When UDP endorsed the president, we saw it in Abuja. Then here, this is a Igbo group, and they have brought it home as Nana Mama, Wana. They have already answered their father's name.
Thank you.
I appreciate that, and I also like the wisdom. In 2015, I was among those who also cried that Igbo people are trying to put all their eggs in one basket.
Okay.
Trying to demonize APC and everything APC. I said no, that's not the best way to go. Let our brothers in APC be there for us as our representatives. Let those in PDP be there for us. Let those in other parties be there for us.
That's right.
What is important is Igbo interest and larger Nigerian interest. But to say that a party in the Hausa, that was the thing there. Mona, Lokura Hausa, and things like that. I personally deplored that attitude. And so this time around, I can only advise as go about this project. Please don't demonize PDP and those in PDP. They are there for us, as those in APC are there for us. What is important is Igbo
Interest.
We know our position in this country. And generally speaking, when you begin to sit down to analyze, you discover that it is indeed a battle between the political class and the common man. Those that have held power for many years in this country, from one section, go to their states, the Human Development Index. You see that they are still the poorest in the masses. Those of us who are crying that we are being marginalized, in the Human Development Index, we are still better off.
That's right.
But then, what our interest should be, how this country should be united, how we should make progress economically, and indeed be a true giant of Africa. I wish you luck and pray that Nigerians will make the best choice. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.